guys, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title, this is another product showdown. It should be an interesting one. If you are not aware, how you're not aware, I'm not sure, but if you're not aware, Kylie Cosmetics released their first concealers and it has caused quite a buzz. One, because they released 30 shades, which is not typical for any brand to release that many concealer shades, especially on the first launch, and two, because of how diverse the shade range was. Now you guys know when I don't know if I'm supposed to review something or not, I ask all of you. 89 people said yes, 28 said no, which is a lot. I never get that many people who say no, but 89 said yes, so here we are. And like I said, it is a product showdown, so I will be comparing the Kylie concealer to Colourpop. So if you want to see how this goes and hear some of my thoughts, then just stay tuned. So here I have the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Concealer. This retails for $20 for 0.22 ounces. And it claims that this is a lightweight formula that provides medium buildable coverage for a skin-like finish. The long-wearing concealer, available in an all-inclusive range of 30 shades, gives a luminous finish that looks just like your skin and is ideal for all skin types. Buildable formula, level of coverage, your desired level of coverage, wear alone for a natural dewy look or pair with your favorite setting powder for a matte finish. Perfect for spot concealing, lightening dark circles under the eyes and hiding imperfections. That's pretty much it. So this is the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. This retails for $6 for 0.14 ounces. Yep, and it says this is our lightweight creamy concealer that was formulated with soft blurring pigments to give you a crease-proof matte finish, no filter needed. Now the Kylie concealer I have in the shade Cinnamon, and the Colourpop concealers I have in the shades Deep Golden 60 and Deep 70. Yeah, just Deep 70. So I have two of these and one of these, so I'm going to use the Colourpop concealer that looks like the closest to the Kylie concealer, which is going to be Deep 70. So Kylie will be on this side and Colourpop will be on this side. So I went ahead and set my face and did the rest of my makeup, and this is what both sides look like. It is now 11:20, so I'm going to go about my day and then come back later so you can see how they held up and I can give my thoughts on these concealers. I keep forgetting I'm talking about two different things. Okay, so I am back and it is now 5:18 and this is what my face is looking like. So let's quickly recap what these two concealers claim that they do. The Kylie concealer says is lightweight, medium buildable coverage for a skin-like finish. The long-wearing concealer is available in 30 shades. Luminous finish, ideal for all skin types. Buildable formula, level of coverage, wear alone for a natural dewy look or pair with your favorite setting powder for a matte finish. Perfect for spot concealing, lightening dark circles. Okay. Colourpop says it's lightweight, creamy concealer formulated for soft blurring pigments to give you a crease-proof matte finish. No filter needed. Now, I would just like to get it out of the way and say that these are both nice concealers. However, this is a product showdown and technically one has to be the winner, and in this case, I know there's someone out there who's just holding their finger over the dislike button, like, go ahead, say the wrong brand. Say the wrong brand wins. In this case, neither of them win. in my opinion. I'm not being petty. I mean, the idea of this video was a little petty, but every product I try on my channel gets a fair chance, and I have no problem admitting if something is a good product. Like I said, they are both nice concealers, but between the similarities, the differences, the pros, the cons, I just don't feel like there's one that I could just say I like you better than the other, and it is a showdown. But I feel like I'm at the point where I could say, you know, if this, then that, but if that, then go for this one. So let's get into some similarities here. Now, they both pretty much offer the same undertones: peach, yellow, red, olive, tan, I believe. I know the first, like, peach, red, yellow, those are, they both offer those type of undertones. Now, what I've noticed with both is that for the darker shades, they pretty much only offer red undertones. Colourpop with the deep golden 60, that one is an olive undertone. That's this, oh, I forgot I have them on the back of my hand. So this is a deep golden number 60 by Colourpop. This is the one that I put on my face today, deep 70. This is the Kylie concealer, and then this is the Tarte Shape Tape right here. I myself, one, go for a concealer that's going to highlight underneath your eye, and a concealer that is somewhere around a golden or neutral undertone for concealer underneath my eye. Which is why, as you can see, I had chosen deep golden when I was ordering from Colourpop's website, because out of the 4 that are on my hand right now, that's the one that's the closest to undertones as the Tarte Shape Tape, which is the concealer I use pretty much every single time I do my makeup. So what I noticed with both is that Kylie, the last 5, I believe, of her concealers, and Colourpop, the last 3, both of them pretty much only offer red undertones for deeper skin tones. And as for lighter skin tones, I don't remember Colourpop's, but I believe Kylie's, it's pretty much just a peach undertone. Kylie, like I said, has 30 shades, and I don't believe I mentioned it for Colourpop, but they offer 15 shades, so, you know, half. Now, I did forget when I was putting these concealers on that deep 70, well, Colourpop concealers in general oxidize rather quickly. I went with deep 70 because it was the closest, if you're looking at them in the tube, to how Kylie's concealer looks, but it does dry down and oxidize rather quickly. So technically it dries down to the shade that I actually am, like my actual, you know, skin tone shade. And I just said I prefer highlighting with concealer, so when I do use Colourpop concealers, I use deep golden, which dries down to that shade, and it still gives me that, you know, highlighted look underneath my eye without making me look a little too crazy. Now, here is my biggest issue with the Colourpop concealer, which is why I can't say it wins over Kylie. It claims it is a creaseless concealer. It is not. Right here, like this line right there, that's gonna crease. Doesn't matter what concealer I'm wearing, doesn't matter how much concealer I'm wearing, like that is always going to look like that. However, right here and right here, it's creasing a little bit more on my Colourpop side, and it did that faster than the Kylie Cosmetics side. So the creasing there for me is a reason why I don't really gravitate towards the Colourpop concealer, because it creases on me so much and so quickly that I'm just kind of like, you know, I don't know about that. But here is my biggest issue with the Kylie concealer. She said, you know, herself, it's like a skin-like, dewy, luminous type of look on your face, and it is. You know, this side of my face, I feel like even when I put it on, you could see that rather quickly that it was luminous. I was gonna say dewy. It was luminous on that side. You know, it looked brighter, which can be nice. But I don't know if you notice, like my oil is clearly starting to show on my face. So the oil that shows through on my face combined with the luminous, I don't really like how that combination is going there, because I feel like my oil is looking even oilier because of the luminous side, if that kind of makes sense. This is the area that I try my hardest to keep matte, because this is the area that I have oily skin the most. The rest of my face is pretty much normal skin. I've got a couple dry patches in, you know, these areas, but, you know, for the most part, the rest of my face, like here, is normal. So the fact that the area that I try the most to keep matte has this luminous concealer on it, I feel like it's just making it look a little bit oilier, even though I'm technically not that oily. It's just the luminous part of the concealer is making it appear that way. So that is why I can't say I prefer Kylie over Colourpop, because creasing and, you know, matteness, those are pretty much the two biggest things I look for when it comes to concealer, and both of them, you know, let me down in a way. So that's why I'm just kind of like, they're nice, but, you know, they're both concealers that they're not going to replace my everyday concealer. These are two concealers that if my Tarte Shape Tape is, you know, across the room in my makeup bag, I run out of it and I'm like, oh, I don't have that concealer. I might turn around and say, oh, there's Colourpop, you know, let me use that today. Oh, there's Kylie, let me use that today. Those are how I am going to use those concealers, because I don't believe in wasting, so I'm going to use them. But they're not going to replace my Tarte Shape Tape. They're both just nice concealer. Now you would think because the Kylie concealer is more luminous, you wouldn't have to worry about a dry under eye. However, what she said is wear it by itself for a luminous natural finish, or throw a setting powder for a matte finish. Now obviously I threw a matte powder setting powder on because I have oily skin, and I found once I did that, this area right here, like this little triangle, got really dry. It feels dry, it looks dry. Now as for coverage goes, I would say they're both pretty medium coverage but buildable concealers. However, with the Colourpop concealer, I wouldn't try building that much. I would say 2 layers and then that's it. If you're someone who does more than 2 layers of concealer, I'm not sure you want to do that with the Colourpop concealer before it starts looking a little cakey. And with the Kylie concealer, when it swatches, you know, it seems like it's a pretty medium, almost even full coverage concealer, but then when you start blending it out, it kind of loses that, if that makes sense. Like, you can say you have, you know, hyperpigmentation or any dark spots or anything like that underneath your eyes. When you put the Kylie concealer on, it seems like, oh, that's pretty, you know, medium coverage, maybe even full coverage. But then when you start blending it out, you can kind of see those areas again, like underneath your eye. So then you can start building with the Kylie concealer, and you know, you probably get away with more than 2 layers of the Kylie concealer, but then you just kind of have to ask yourself, well, is it really a medium coverage concealer at that point? It's just weird, but you know, it is buildable, so I'll say that. And as far as blending goes, I wouldn't let Colourpop sit on your face. I would blend it out right away. When I did try letting it sit on my face, it got harder to blend out. It wasn't, you know, patchy or anything like that, or it didn't want to blend out. It wasn't the easiest. And today, you know, like, I put it on and I blended it out and it blended out nicely, so I wouldn't let that sit on your face. However, if you are someone who lets your concealer sit before you blend it out, I do that with my Tarte Shape Tape. With the Kylie, I feel like you can get away with letting it sit on your face and it'll still blend out really nicely. If you put it on and blend it out, you know, really quickly, it'll still blend out really nicely. Do we need a flash test for concealer? I don't remember if I did one for the Urban Decay and Tarte video. If I need a flash test, I'll insert one right here. I don't remember if I did one before. Now for how I would recommend these concealers. The Colourpop concealer, I feel like I would recommend to people who have oily skin and who prefer having more of the medium coverage but buildable to full coverage type of look without it looking cakey, or without your face looking dry, or like you put on a whole bunch of matte products onto your face. That's who I feel would benefit more using the Colourpop concealers. And the Kylie concealers, I feel, is more for normal skin. I can't even say normal and dry skin, because I really don't feel like dry skin, unless dry skin is gonna put, you know, it on and like not set with powders or anything like that. But I honestly feel like it's more so a little bit for normal skin. And as far as oily skin and this this concealer for Kylie, I personally don't like the luminousness here. I feel like it's accentuating the oil that I have showing through. I feel like it's making it look a little bit more oily than I technically am. But, you know, if you are oily skin and you like a luminous look, then, you know, I'm sure you could go ahead with that. As far as personal preference and how I wear my makeup, I guess you could say that to me, Colourpop would win this this Showdown. Sorry, my camera cut off, but finding a shade is something to keep in mind. The price difference is something to keep in mind. The shades and the undertones are something to keep in mind. You know, for dark skin, we pretty much only have red undertones to choose from. Like I said, Deep Golden has that olive undertone, but you may not be someone who likes that highlighted under eye look, so you know, you get a concealer that's closer to your shade. And then we really only have red to choose from. Anything else with these two concealers? Nope. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope seeing these two concealers on my face and hearing some of my thoughts has helped your decision of whether or not you're going to try this out for yourself. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!